I have been knitting along the instep stitches. I stopped at the last two to be able to show you how I manage to do the magic loop and keep these stitches on the front half of the cable and these stitches all on the back half. Okay, so I'm going to knit the last two stitches of my instep stitches. Now here's the thing. I need to get all of these stitches knit up, and it would be awkward for me to, I can't actually knit up because this back needle is all the way back here and the yarn is all the way up here. So what I do is I still pretend as though I were going around to the back half of the stitches. So in other words, I pull out a little length of cable, I pull this forward, and I turn my work, so to speak. I'm not quite completely turning it, but the point is I then use this needle to go back and knit up through here. See, so it's almost as though, again, these are my back half of my stitches, only in this case I'm knitting up without the actual needle sitting here. So again, these are staying on the front half, these are my instep stitches, and I'm proceeding to treat these as though they were all the back half stitches. So I'm going to turn. Now remember, this is a join between instep and your heel flap, so this could be a potential issue for holes. You have to think about how you want to pick it up. Now I could go in here and see, look, if you look at it, this is the last stitch of the instep stitches. So I don't want to go into the same stitch. That's gonna not quite work. So if I come down right into here, how's that gonna look? Is that gonna make a hole or is that gonna look good? I don't know. Not quite what I wanted it to do. Let's go down. Oh, won't that be perfect? Just went right in between that stitch. I think that's gonna look wonderful. Then this is a little too loose for me. Not quite working for me. I'm gonna go down one more time, a little bit further. There we go. I have to really twist my heel flap to get to those wonderful slip stitches that I had. So I go in here, pick that up. Again, I like picking up the back. I just like that little ridge, you know, the back half of those slip stitches. I like the little ridge that it makes going up like that, nice and tidy. So anyway, you come along just like this and you knit up all of these stitches until you get to the very top. And when you get there, it's a good thing I made a bigger sock so I didn't have quite so much. So when you get to the top, again, there's this kind of, okay, how do I not make a big huge hole? But you know what? No worries. And now you're ready to go ahead and pull your needle through all of this, because this is going to be your back stitches. You want to make it as comfortable as possible. Now here's my thing that I was going to tell you about. It is just a bit awkward to work this for a little while. What you're going to want to do to make it comfortable is really, really mush all of these extra stitches so that almost in a way, look, here are your instep stitches and look how they're kind of stretched out. And here are all the stitches in the back, the heel flap and everything. And as long as you mush them together, you can function. Remember, this is your one kind of Mickey Mouse ear here and a Mickey Mouse ear here. Now I'm going to show you how to start doing your decreases. I want to show you where you are with your sock right now because it's just too much fun. This is one of the times when I think knitting with the magic loop is particularly helpful and easy to do, because what you've done, remember, you now have all your heel flap stitches on both sides and your little heel turn all on one half of basically your magic loop with just your instep stitches on the other. And the key to doing this comfortably is keeping all these extra stitches sort of bunched together tightly. If you start spreading them out, it's difficult for your needles to sort of bend around the way they need to. So this is perfect, okay? Now, after I have done all of my knitting up, I go all the way around just knitting or doing whatever my pattern might be one time. That's just, it's what I do. I feel like it makes all of my stitches kind of come together and be ready to start working. So I have gone all the way around, knit, you know, across my little heel, which I think of as the back center. You can see how that looks. Okay, what I'm working for with my decreases is to eventually have 16 center stitches, in your case 32 probably, to match. No, I was completely wrong. Yeah, no, I'm right. Oh, see, that's my problem. Math, I'm telling you. 16 back stitches to match the 16 front stitches. See, I shouldn't say too many numbers all at once. It just throws me. Then I know that I've gotten everything matched up and I can go on down my foot. So I've now knit all the way around, come across the back of the heel, and I'm ready to show you how to start your decreasing. Now remember, we talked about knit two together versus slip slip knit. You're going to decrease on this side of all of these stitches, and you're going to decrease on this side of all of these stitches. You may do it 3 times in a row if you want to make your ankle tighten up quickly, and then after that every other round until you've got 16 or 32. Okay, so it doesn't really matter whether you use a knit two together or slip slip knit. What matters is if you choose to do knit two together here, keep doing it every single time. And if you choose to do slip slip knit here, keep doing it every single time. My only thing I might say is that you need to not do 2 knit two togethers or 2 slip slip knits, because they'll lean at the same way. It won't be balanced. So pick one or the other. And the other thing is I don't do it right at the edge. I do it 1 stitch in. So let's say this is my first decrease round. Well, it is. This is going to be a case where I knit 2 together, and then I knit 1, and then just like you've been doing all along the leg, you turn your work. You're just turning your work with a whole bunch of scrunched up stitches back here. You're not used to that. The other thing I would recommend is while you've got so many scrunched up stitches, pull this back one a little tighter than you might normally, just to make sure that you don't end up with any kind of ladder. Okay, so you've done the knit 2 together decrease here. These stitches, nothing happens to them. Okay, these are your instep stitches. They're fine. They're the lazy stitches of the entire sock. They haven't been doing anything, and they still don't have to be doing anything. So I'm going to knit across here, and I'll show you the other decrease on the other side of your back stitches. I've knit across my instep stitches to the last 2 again, just so I can show you how you work the magic loop when you're doing all of these stitches. Again, no worries, just like you did before. Pull this out, turn it, and now you're working this set of stitches all scrunched together. Just like I did on the other side, though, I do like to knit 1 stitch before I work my decrease stitch. Now remember, on the first side, I did a knit 2 together. So I've established what I want to do. Could be either decrease, doesn't matter, but that's what I did. So I will knit 1 stitch. This will be a slip slip knit to mirror the other one. Slip as if to knit, slip as if to purl, knit those 2 together, and then just go dancing along round and round and round, doing your decreases every other round. And I'm going to do a few rounds and then get back to you to kind of show you how it starts all coming together to head down the foot.